Today we're walking into a little bit of a what if of Marvel Snap as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So I'm here to kind of bring up a way that Marvel Snap could have brought out albums and emotes that would have been far better received by the players out there. And what brought this up is Hellfire Gala is currently in the album that came out. And I actually like some of the cards in here. There's a card in here that I am pretty sure I'm going to buy today, and I don't normally buy variants for anything. But I've got the magic in my shop, and in case anybody's interested, to know something in her album, it's got this little book next to it. So I'm really tempted to get this magic. But to talk about the album just a little bit more on this. So, imagine, these aren't albums. I don't know what you would call these. I've heard people say that they're like loyalty punch cards. And that you should view them like that, or you should view them like something else. But even a loyalty punch card, when I go to a sandwich shop and they just have a loyalty punch card to it, I don't have to buy a tuna fish sandwich to get a punch on my card. I just have to buy a sandwich to get a punch on my card. So, first thing they could have done is they could have actually brought out albums. Imagine if every single Hellfire Gala card was in this album. Even if they were completely blanked out like this. You could scroll up, scroll down, see every single card that exists. You might sit there and go, oh, that's interesting. And imagine if somewhere down the road, even not in this pack, Marvel Snap was to introduce something where you could see other people's galas. See other people's albums. And see what cards they have and be like, oh man, Annabelle has that card. That's really interesting that they have that card. Maybe even leave a link on that card. Open up the card and get like a little happy face album to be like, man, I do like that variant of that card. You've done nothing but just that here's a way to look at your cards in a different way. Because if I was to type in, what is his name? Dan. Yeah, I get all my different Dan tape cards there. I already can see all the different hand tape cards that I have. But the only way I can see them all is if I take off my favorites. And even when I take off my favorites, the issue that you fall into is you keep all your splits in here. So all you've basically done is sit there and go, here's a way to see all the cards that hit makes, or here's a way to see all the cards that Jim Lee makes. That's all you've done. No emotes, no card backs, no nothing at this point. And they could have introduced this and said, hey, we're going to introduce albums, and we're going to bring them out one at a time, at special occasions, maybe one a week. So maybe your album that you like isn't out right now, but it'll come out in the future. No reward for this so far. Just a place for you to see what it would look like. And you would change the Venomized Villains to just Venomized Variants. Okay, so you've already got that done. You've got nice albums. You can see what is in that album. Your friends can see it. Way to really bring forth engagement in this game. No rewards yet. don't have to put a single reward in it. Then you bring out emotes. And the first thing you do with emotes is you give away 3 of them. Just 3. To the players. And you make them login rewards. You show up the first day that the patch came out, you get 1. So on that Tuesday, you got 1 just for showing up. Next Tuesday, you get the second one. Third Tuesday, you get the third one. You're done. Bring them up. Everybody goes over the moon. New emotes showing up everywhere, and they don't have to be the best emotes. Just to tell you what the emotes could have been, you could have literally taken, let me see here, this Spider-Man and made him black with white on him and had this be a yellow exclamation point and had that been the Venomized Spider-Man point. Same exact emote that you've always had, very little, just a recolor, and people would have gone excited about it. Doesn't take that much to do that. Same exact emote, just a little bit of a recolor. Now, you've told people that emotes aren't part of something that's going to be hard to come by. They're going to just be stuff that you can get in many different locations. Still have not given out a single reward for albums. Then, 1 month past this point, and the next patch for the new year, you have to make this a New Year's thing. You have to make this happen as close to January 1st as you can. So for you, you'd actually do it on the 2nd. Which would be as close as you can, because you usually do stuff on Tuesday. You do New Year, new reward. This is when you introduce this system. In each album, you tell people, now, in the album, there'll be 12 super rare cards that you can grab off of that. And if you get the 12 cards, you'll actually get a bingo. So every album's going to have a bingo card in it, or a lottery card in it. And if you get those 12, you get more stuff. You'll get an extra variant that's only available by getting these albums. Will never be in the stock. Will never be in a cache. Will never be in a bundle. All of a sudden, people are going crazy. They're excited. They're like, hey, this is something interesting for the album. I know it's a bingo card. I know it's a lottery card. I know they're hard to come by. Let's go get them. So far, you've just done everything you've done in this game, but introduced it a little bit differently, and it's fun, easier to swallow for everybody. The tiniest last thing you would have had it done. On each individual block that you got, you get 1 bishop. You just pick up the bishop per se. And for this particular one, you'd get 10 Captain Marvel boosters. Why Captain Marvel boosters? Because she's the card that you get at the end here. If you got 10 on each one that's not a star, you would end up on this with 80 boosters. That's not a lot. That's just by getting 10. You do that, people get excited. It's basically one ultimate split part of the card. Maybe you gotta bring it up just a little to like 15. Because it takes 155 to get to a full boost. So if you did 9, you'd have to get like 20. Would 20 boosters for getting just a random card in the shop be that bad of an idea? 20 for each individual one, and then it would all be Captain Marvel for this one. So you know that when it's done, you get the boost, and you could even lock it. That these are locked up in this last little chamber as like a vault or something like that. That when you finally get the Captain Marvel, then you open it up. Then it's like, yeah, here's a free split for you for that Captain Marvel. For doing all that work. And last but not least, something that would have never not changed anything, but would have made this whole system a lot better. If I could just hit something in the shop, even if you don't want me to buy Bishop here because you want me to go with the FOMO, I could hit something here that would flag this card. But make a button instead of variant not owned, I could hit it and go favor this card. So that way when the actual shop showed up with Bishop in it, I get a little flashing thing that showed up in my main thing. In my main shop collection, like this would have a red dot next to it. It says, hey, you like that Hellfire Gala variant of Magic? It's in the shop right now. Go grab it while you can. That does not take away any of the FOMO out of the system. In fact, it makes people go, oh, I better grab that right now. Thank you for letting me know that it's up here. Thank you for letting me know that it's in the shop today. And you could do this with the bigger albums, too. You're missing a damn hip. But you don't want to check the shop every day. Why would you check the shop every day? You're just gonna pull past it. You could tag at that hip to just give you a notice that, hey, it's in the shop today, go pick it up. I think making these small changes would have made every part of this go down better. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for a fun